Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Today may be a little sticky. Whenever we talk about Jaclyn Hill, whenever we talk about these kinds of topics, it can get a little but we're going to try. We're going to do our best today. We're going to be talking about Jaclyn Cosmetics launching liquid lipsticks and lip liners and kind of our reaction to that as a community, as a group of people. I think we're all going to have different perspectives on this based on whether we've been Jaclyn Hill fans or whether we bought the original launch, whether we bought the launch and everything was fine, whether we bought the launch and things were wrong with it, whether we got a refund, whether we've had any other personal feelings, situations with Jaclyn. There's so many layers to all of our unique experiences. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this. And this is really the point of live chats for these things is, the social aspect of all of this and talking about our own personal feelings about things and how we can differ in our opinions based on our own personal experience. And we're kind of using the Jaclyn Hill situation as a vehicle to talk about other things too. So before we get into all that sounded really deep. Before we get into all of that, I do want to say good morning very quickly to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. I have the chat scrolling over here for me. If you're watching on the replay, hopefully it's over there for you. We've had some issues back and forth with streaming and everything. So hopefully everything's okay this week as far as the quality goes and everything is good. So good morning to Casey and Stephanie and Jackie and Monica and Teresa and Dee and Kimberly and Christine and Jess. Oh my goodness, some of my favorite people here. Patty and Dee, daylight savings time is brutal, but I have coffee and lots of it. I am with you, Dee. If you can tell in my voice, I am still like, I was not ready to get up. You know that like pained feeling when you just feel like you just didn't get enough sleep and your body aches and you're just like, no, I don't want this. Do not want. That was the way I felt. I think that daylight savings hits us all sometimes. If you're in a place where you do daylight savings, I know not everywhere has that. Good morning to Jeannie and Elsa and Michelle and Casey and Christine and Cricket and Amber. And if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. So, all right. If you want to, I just got Angeline in the Goonies shirt. So my shirts, if you have not been here the past few weeks, I went on a little bit of a haul over at TeePublic. It's just a place where artists can upload their creative ideas and you can get it on a t-shirt. They do have sales all the time. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just randomly found them. They have sales all the time on $14 t-shirts, and that's when I jump on it. So this is my Goonies shirt. Goonies is one of my favorite movies of all time. We traveled. This is just a quick story. We traveled to Oregon and I made my family do the Goonies tour. My kids, they tried to watch Goonies when they were younger. I think Lila was probably about 7. That would have made John about 4, or maybe it was 5 and 8, somewhere in there. And it was too scary for them. The Fratellis just freaked them out. So they never watched it. But I made them tour anyway. There's a museum where it's the old jail where all the jail scenes were filmed. They have a museum there. You can go and see like the Rock out in the water. I forget, it was Haystack Rock, I believe. And we did drive past Mikey's house. It's a private residence, so you can't like go up or anything. Just total missed opportunity, in my opinion, not making that some kind of tourist attraction. But we saw it from the bottom of the hill and, took a picture from the bottom of the hill, did not go on the property. But yeah, so Goonies is a very special place in my heart. I'm not a Goonie and I want to go home. All right. Anyway. Okay. So let's talk about Jaclyn Hill now that we're 5 minutes in already. Holy moly. My gosh. All right. Yes. Okay. The stream is being funny again. Oh no.
Just keep rocking because we can hear you, but it's like a little pixelated. Keeps on going in and out.
I don't know what's been going on with the stream lately with the quality of it. So I apologize if it's a little bit off. We're just going to keep going. And yeah, Mel says the screen's pixelated. We're just going to keep going. And I'm going to, I don't know if it's PicMonkey. I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it looks better now. Okay, so if it goes in and out, I apologize for that. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going. So Jaclyn announced that I believe it's on the 18th. She is launching liquid lipsticks and lip liners. And if you were not here for the launch of her original lipstick line, it was the very first launch of Jaclyn Cosmetics. I do have a full review, and after this is over, I will link that for you. That video is now unlisted, meaning you can't watch it unless you have a link to it. But I'm going to put the link down in the video description in case you want to watch my original review. The reason why I took it down and made it unlisted was because my experience was very positive. And this is part of the reason why I'm feeling a little more positive about it because of my personal. I loved those lipsticks. I genuinely did. I had one of them that was pushed to the side a little bit. It was a little crooked and it had some little spots on it. And I do talk about that in the video. But other than that, the shades were gorgeous. They were creamy. They had a nice scent, if I remember correctly. They just were beautiful lipsticks. I mean, the packaging was gorgeous. Everything was great. And then the other reviews started coming out and we started seeing, Raw Beauty Christie and Pretty Pastel Please and Batgirl Shay and Nakia Joy and all these other influencers. And of course, tons of just customers that don't have YouTube channels finding things in their lipsticks. So I think where things really went bad, in my opinion, was when she tried to justify it, when she tried to say, this is what happened. Okay. In my opinion, it's better to say, oh, let me take Mel's comment off. I just realized that's not relevant anymore. Sorry, Mel, left you on there a little too long. All right. In my opinion, I think that's where it all went wrong because the explanations that she was giving for what was wrong with the lipsticks, that the people who had cleaned the vats were using fuzzy gloves, that the black specks were just air bubbles. There did seem to be air bubbles in there, but there were other things too. And there was never really an explanation for what happened. There was never really, this is what happened, that made sense. And I think people still are bothered by that. This is my thought. I don't think she knows. I don't know Jaclyn. I don't know her. I've had a couple of private conversations, very short private conversations with her, but I don't know her. I don't think she knows. I mean, you think about it, she's not working in the lab. She's not there. I don't think they told her. Or if they, I don't think she knows. But the problem was she gave these really lame excuses for what could have happened. And maybe that's what the lab told her. Maybe the lab lied to her and made her look like an idiot. But either way, I feel like that really was a blow to a lot of people, the explanation, and just adamantly. I think also the way that she reacted to the very first person who said, hey, I think something might be wrong with my lipsticks. She was very defensive. And I think that bothered a lot of people, how defensive she was. That one, I'm willing more to take a little bit of a pass because I'm a very reactionary person. If I work really hard on something and someone comes at me and says that there's something wrong with something that I made, even if they have a valid criticism, I immediately get defensive. So I know that feeling. And I have clapped back inappropriately because I got my feelings hurt. So I can't judge her there on the first person. But when things keep happening and happening and happening, it was just handled very poorly. And in Jaclyn's launch video for the new lipstick, she says specifically, I handled that really badly. I don't know the exact words she used. It's in What's Up in Makeup. It's in her video. She knows that she handled that situation very, very badly. She's saying, where I cracked down on quality control. I'm never letting this happen again. I know I handled it badly. So she wants another chance. And this is where people, I think, have to decide what they want to do with that information. My voice is so gravelly today. Oh my gosh. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention before we get into mentioning comments and things, just very quickly, is that I know people can get very passionate about this topic, but I'm going to ask people in the chat, people in the comments after this, renders, people that are, commenting on the actual video. If you can not argue back and forth, that would be super fabulous, especially live, because it distracts from the chat. So the moderators are here to keep the calm. If for some reason there's arguing back and forth, I would love it if you would just kind of discontinue that conversation and just be like, you know what, it's just not argue over it. Like, discussion is fine, just like name calling and all that stuff. We're going to try to have like a civil conversation about this. If you could help me out with that, I would really appreciate it, just so we can keep the peace and just have a nice conversation about it. So there's definitely different camps on this, and I'll tell you where I'm at first, just so you know where I'm at. There are so many makeup brands to buy from at this point. It's like, do we really need to buy Jaclyn Cosmetics? Like, there's so many brands to buy from. But like I was mentioning before, my original experience with the lipsticks was really good. I loved the shades. So, like, honestly, I loved them. They were really nice lipsticks. So I feel like, me personally, I'm more likely to purchase from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and I think I'm going to purchase some things because I want to have those colors back in my life. I want to try to figure it out, which ones are the ones that I liked. I'm going to have to go back to my original video and kind of pick some out and try to match up with the new shades because I really did like them. So that's my perspective. Am I doing it to, quote unquote, support Jaclyn Hill? No, I'm not. Like, I mean, yeah, it's supporting Jaclyn Hill, in that I'm giving her my money. But in the end, the major motivation is I want those shades back in my life because I really like them. I'm also very curious about the formula. I'm very curious how liquid lipsticks are going to be from Jaclyn's perspective. I'm not really a lip liner person. I'll probably buy maybe one of those just to see what the formula is like. And I think that it would be an interesting review because I do plan on reviewing it on the channel because I think that people would be interested in knowing my opinion about it. But my major motivation is to try to get some of those shades back in my life, and because just pure curiosity. It definitely won't be like the people that will probably, I'm assuming she's sending out PR, will send out the whole thing. They're $20 a piece. I would imagine I'll probably get 4 and a lip liner. That's plenty, or somewhere around there, because I do have the Collective Brain Elite helping me to purchase just a little bit more. But I don't know. Maybe I won't use Elite money on this because I know some people may not want their money going to Jaclyn Hill. So maybe I'll just use my own, because I have my own like little Elite fund to buy extra things. Like, for example, I just bought some stuff from this Undone brand that we're going to talk about in a little bit. I won't use Elite money for the Jaclyn launch because I don't want it to be like I don't support her, and I'll use my own. I'll use my AdSense money. But anyway, point is I'm planning on purchasing because I did have a positive experience with the shades themselves, and she said that she brought some of the shades over into the liquid lipstick. So that's where I'm at. Now I'm curious where you're at. So let's talk. Casey, I'm totally willing to give her a chance. I really want to try one of the blush bronzer duos, the Moonlight Powder, and a few of the new lipsticks. It's just near impossible to get them, LOL. Anna feels like she's in the minority here, but she really likes her products. Scottalicious, she's the brand owner. Lab or not, that's her responsibility to be the most professional, and she failed to be even slightly professional. And I do agree with that. I do think that it was the right thing to refund people's money. She didn't have to do that. Some people are saying, that's the bare minimum to refund. But if you think about the loss that she took from that, she didn't have to do that. When it comes down to it, she could have required people to return the lipsticks in order to get a refund. She could have required people to send a photo in order to get a refund. Instead, she did a blanket refund. I personally do not see that as the bare minimum. And I listen, this is coming from someone that was never really a Jaclyn Hill fan. I never really watched her. I watched her videos occasionally, but I wasn't ever like a fan, just like, oh, there's another person making YouTube videos. That looks interesting. I'll click and watch. Cool. Here's another person. Like, she was never elevated in my mind as somebody that I really was attached to. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. Melissa, OMG, this is so annoying. Let her be. She apologized over and over again, and people still hate on her. Her products are amazing. I have not tried anything else from the line because I was scared, honestly, because this is another issue that I have, is that I don't trust her. If something goes wrong, I don't trust her to be transparent, period. I don't. And that's because of other situations as well. Like, for example, if you remember the whole thing with the Morphe palette. So there are things that still don't add up for me. So if you weren't there for that, I do have links under What's Been Makeup to that story, where the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the original one, was one of my favorite palettes. Just hands down, one of my favorite palettes. And my sister-in-law had come over this was pre-pandemic, for Thanksgiving 2019. And she said, I got the Jaclyn Hill palette that you love, but it's not I don't really like it. I was like, what do you mean you don't like it? She's like, let me go get it. She got out of the car and we swatched it next to mine, and it was different. So what it came down to was that they had changed the formula of the original Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. And there was other things with it. They had added carmine into it and not announced it. So that made a big issue for people who are vegan. It's not cruelty-free. I know people were saying that it's not cruelty-free is a totally different thing, but it was no longer vegan. So that was a big issue. Now, Jaclyn, right around that time, so I had thought that my sister-in-law, Amy, had bought the new Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. There was a new one that was like kind of sunsetty kind of colors. And I thought that Amy had been talking about that one, but she was talking about the original one. So the new one that came out, when Jaclyn announced it, she said, this is the same loved formula. This is the same formula as my original palette. Technically, it was the same formula as the reformulated version. It wasn't the same formula that she had originally launched. So this is where things didn't end up adding up, because it came out that she did know that they had changed the formula. But it's like, but she said that it was the same formula. And it's like, I don't understand why. Because in her original launch video for the original Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, she was like, this one shade, I had it sent back to lab 172 times. I'm exaggerating. 172 times because this shade just needed to be perfect. And, I went back and forth. This one needs to be pressed less. This one needs to be pressed more. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and then they're going to change the formula and she's going to be like, all right, cool, you changed formula, whatever. Like, something happened there. Something happened there that just doesn't add up. And then coming on, knowing that the formula was changed, which my memory is telling me that she knew the formula was changed, but maybe she didn't understand how, I don't know, but said that it was the same formula. Because that would get more sales, in my opinion. That would get more sales to say it's the same formula as the original palette, because the original palette, everybody knows, was amazing, but it wasn't the same formula. So that, to me, was not transparent and done for sales. And then I just don't trust the transparency aspect. But but on top of that, I do trust that she's going to do everything in her power to make sure that these lipsticks and lip liners are absolutely perfect, because I'm sure she doesn't want to hear it that they're not. She wants to release great products. I believe that in my soul, that she wants to release great products. Great products sell. And I think that that's the motivation, is the sales. She's a fantastic saleswoman. She's an amazing salesperson. So I feel like I feel like she's going to do everything she can to make sure that these are perfect, that she doesn't have to go through the same things she went through a couple of years ago. That's my opinion. Let me scroll down all the way to the bottom and see what y'all are saying. Antoniak, Ulta is not going to let her release a product as bad as the last launch. They'd have to eat all those returns. I don't know how much Ulta is involved in that. I don't think Ulta's involved in quality control. I think they just get a shipment. I mean, I think that they would probably believe in her enough. Maybe they, double check, and maybe, I don't know what happened behind the scenes to make sure that things would go off, but I don't think that they quality check stuff like that. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Because can you imagine them having to quality check every product that goes in? I mean, maybe I'm missing something. I could be missing something. Jane, it comes down to the fact that I can't trust the creator, so I can't trust the product. Fair enough. Leslie Ann, sorry. A lot at the end of the day, it's people's money. They could do whatever with it, support who they want. I, for one, would not give a single penny to her. Lost trust completely. And I agree with that too. I think that everybody has a choice of where they want to spend their money. You know, do you want to buy, you know, Pat McGrath? Do you want to buy Natasha Denona? Do you want to buy Undone Beauty? Do you want to buy About Face? Do you want to buy Milani? That is your money. You can choose to spend it however you want. Some people are going to buy stuff from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Some people aren't. And it really is up to the individual person. All right, let's see what Dee has to say. The lipstick launch was a mess, and Jaclyn apologized and took time for herself to learn and grow. This is not a repeat mistake to my knowledge. The Morphe palette, I think Morphe messed her over. And that's definitely possible, but I don't think that she was transparent about I think saying that it was the same formula that's where I had an issue, was saying that it was the same formula. When I believe that I'm pretty sure it came out that she knew it was a different formula. Pretty sure. And it's like, if you're going to, I don't know. I guess maybe they could have lied to her and told her it was the same formula. I don't know. It just, something is not adding up here for me. Something is not adding up. Maybe I'm missing a piece. It's totally possible. It's totally possible. This is interesting. Excuse me. I don't know how to, Miss Makua is squeaking is the way I'm going to go with it. I don't know. You can tell that she's not passionate about her brand. It's someone else is in charge and she's just a salesperson and not the creator. See, I don't believe that. I don't think so. I think that she's involved in it. I do. I genuinely believe she's involved in it. I feel like it's her aesthetic. I feel like you think about how involved she seemed to be in, maybe it was all a lie, but I don't believe it was a lie, as far as like Champagne Pop and even going back as far as Gerard Cosmetics and the shades she developed with Gerard Cosmetics for liquid lipsticks. I feel like she's involved. I don't think I believe that. But everyone has to decide on their own. I think she's very involved in it. Yeah. A good salesperson does not necessarily sell high quality products. Totally true. But I think that Jaclyn's smart enough to know that if you make a high quality product, people will purchase it more. She's smart enough to know that people are going to review this on YouTube, and you want things to be as good as possible when you know you're going to have an audience of people reviewing this and talking about the quality of it, and that's going to lead to more sales. I think some companies, okay, so let me use e.l.f. as an example. e.l.f. was putting out, no matter how you feel about e.l.f. now, e.l.f. was putting out crap products for a long time. I don't know if you ever tried some of their older, like the eyeshadow palettes with the little skinny pans. It was like straight up dust. Like you might as well have been putting powdered sugar on your eyes. It was like, they were awful, those little pans. e.l.f. realized, hey, well, first of all, e.l.f.'s sales were tanking. They were doing terrible. We were talking about it in What's Up in Makeup. They were doing awful, like really bad. And then they were like, well, maybe if we improve the quality of the products, maybe people will buy. And now they're doing amazing. They're doing amazing now. Because people will go back if you know that you've created, if they know they can trust you to give them thing that's worth their money, people will come back. And I think Jaclyn knows that. So, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. All right, let's scroll it down. Yeah, Melissa says, I do wish the price point was a tad lower, but I'll still buy. I'll probably get a few liquid lips and a liner or two. Yeah, it does seem a little high, doesn't it? You think about like Lunar Beauty and, I feel like, $16 to $18 is where I was kind of hoping it would be. 20 feels high. I agree. 20 does feel high because it feels like it's inching toward more like pro makeup, like more toward like a Makeup Forever, I think is a little bit higher. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I wish it was like $2 lower. I would. Yeah, I'm with you. Totally. Yeah, Laura says, I think it's really smart that she did not come out with the bullet lipsticks. Also, the buzz that this launch will create makes me think that this launch is 100% planned based on Lipstickgate. Oh, probably. But, okay. You got to remember the emotional toll this may take too. Like, I know some people will never have sympathy for Jaclyn. I see her as a human being with feelings, whether she's made mistakes, whether she's done, whatever she's done, she's still a human being. And human beings, when they receive the kind of backlash and criticism and under the microscope, both literally and figuratively, that Jaclyn gets, I think that it's one of those things where this is definitely an emotional risk for her to do. And I think anytime she came out with lipsticks, it was people were going to say this. It doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't matter when people were going to say this. I think that it was playing off the buzz of Lipstickgate. But I think if she didn't talk about the other lipsticks, then I think people would say she's just trying to move on. I think it's a no-win situation. Because if she does talk about the lipsticks and people are like, oh, she's using the old lipsticks as a marketing tool for the new lipsticks. If she doesn't talk about it, then she's ignoring it. And I think people would have been more upset if she didn't talk about the issues with the lipsticks, the original lipsticks. I think she'd get more crap for that. I think she made the right move, in my opinion, talking about the issues with the first launch. That's my opinion. Scrolling down. Oh yeah. Sivian says, I'd be more interested in new lipsticks if it wasn't for that cringy short launch video she put on Instagram. Kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, it was kind of cringy. It kind of you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a reality TV show commercial. Like the drop of the bass. I'm coming out with lipsticks. Like it did remind me of that. And then like putting her nieces in and everything. I think that, anytime Jaclyn can promote how human she is and how she's just like everybody else, I think that resonates with a lot of people. And when you put your mom, you put your nieces or whatever, it's like, oh, she's just like me. She's just a girl trying to live her dreams, all this stuff. And people identify with that. And then it makes them, because they identify, they want to, purchase is what it comes down to. But I agree. It was cringy. I mean, it's all marketing. I feel like that video was 100% marketing. 100%. Yeah. And I can see why it did leave a bad taste. Totally. I can definitely see that. Yeah, interesting. I get why she didn't, we'll just call you Manda because I don't want to butcher the first part. I get why she don't come out with bullet lipsticks, but do people still use liquid lipstick? I feel like it's less common. I think that liquid lipsticks are definitely becoming less popular. I even felt that in the summer when I came out with my liquid lip trio with Ofra, even though you could mix them with bullet lipsticks and they'd be comfortable, people were still saying, people don't really wear liquid lipsticks as much. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people aren't wearing liquid lipsticks as much. I think you're right. Angeline, there were shards of glass. I didn't hear that. There was one person that did have something that they said cut their lip that I saw. But I don't know if it was ever determined specifically that it was glass. But someone did claim that the lipstick cut their lip. And they had a photo of their cut lip. But I mean, it's strangers on the internet. Who knows what really happened? It could have totally 100% be, but it could just be somebody wanting their photo shared and just made it up. I mean, we never know. And that's the thing about the internet too. A lot of the people, there was definitely issues, don't get me wrong. But I mean, strangers on the internet, you never really know. So. Oh, human being only wears liquid lipsticks. All right, we are at the 30-minute mark. Let's take a little bit of a break and let's talk about what is on my face today. I mostly just wanted to share with you the Undone Beauty stuff that I tried. This is a new brand, Ulta. I'm thinking about doing a full brand review of this stuff, possibly, potentially, but I wanted to highlight a couple of things. I do have swatches over on my Instagram if you're curious. So Undone Beauty is drugstore priced. I believe the eyeshadow palette was $14, and it says on it, Curator Eye Palette, conditioning castor oil transforms from shadow to liquid liner. And you might be able to see on the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's you can see it if I kind of get it in the right light. That's where I took a little bowl of water and I wet them to make them liners for the swatches. They're definitely minimalist on the. I mean, you can see kind of my eyes. They blended really nicely, but they're definitely first impression, first time using it. It's definitely a minimalist kind of situation. I am wearing the black as liner day, but I'm also wearing fake lashes, so you can't really see it that much. So I'm playing with this. I'll keep you posted. I also use the lip to cheek palette. That's what's on my cheeks and my lips today. I'm still playing with that. I'm not sure about that. Highlighter was super powdery, but still very, very pretty in a swatch. I use this one up here. So I don't know. I'm right now I'm kind of middle to like a little on some of this stuff. And this was real weird. This is the bronzer. Look at this. Look at this. I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so great for deeper skin tones. That's amazing. So this is what it looks like swatched, and then you blend it out. And I don't see that it's orange. Like it's supposed to be a contour, I believe. Is it contour? I think it's contour. No, it's a bronzer. Never mind. I thought it was a contour for some reason, but it's real orange. This one is in the shade Sangria, which makes sense because Sangria would be a little more reddish based on the name. Maybe I just got the wrong shade. I don't know. So I'm still playing with these is the point. So that's kind of what's on my face today. Definitely not using that as contour. I tried it a little bit as contour and then I was like, oh gosh, but then I had to make the sides match. So I tried to bring it up like blush as much as I could. But yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see. I don't know. Excuse me. Oh, nice. I heard that Hannah's video was good. I did not watch it. She seemed, from what I read, she seemed to be very hard on the launch, but I don't know. I didn't watch it. I was trying to highlight this one. Enjoying chat? Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, Floy. Thank you, moderators, for being here. You're amazing. Thank you, my friend. Victoria says, I don't like bullet lipsticks because of the transfer, so I stay with liquid. I don't want to keep reapplying. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this one today is kind of went on like a lip stain, which is kind of interesting. It's just, I can't feel it. It just feels like my lips. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to play with it and let you know. Kimberly wants to know if I'm planning on doing Ultra 21 Days of Beauty like I usually do. No, I'm never doing that again. Okay, so Ultra 21 Days of Beauty sale, last time I separated the days and I went over all of the products. I'm not doing that again. The interest was way down on it. It was so much work. I had to push through it and the interest was so low on it. I know that there were some people that really enjoyed it, but I'm not doing it like that. I am going to be putting up some 21 Days of Beauty content this week, but it's going to be more condensed, more like a list of things I recommend and things I don't recommend from the whole sale. So it's not gonna cover all the things like I usually do. I'm not doing that again. It was way too much work. And not a lot of people watched it compared to other content. So I'm hoping if I condense it, then it'll be more useful to more people. Okay. Hi there says, I watched Smokey's video. It wasn't harsh at all, in my opinion. It really explained how easy it was for her to manipulate people and make herself a victim. That sounds pretty darn harsh to me. How easy for her to manipulate people and make herself a victim. That sounds real harsh. I don't know. But harsh, sometimes honesty is harsh. Sometimes it's just about being honest. I don't know. But I do think it's all about the sales. I do. So I do agree in that way. It is all about the sales when it comes down to it. And this is I think something we've talked about before is that, I don't believe in, I even said this when I came out with my collab with Ofra, I don't believe in buying something just to support someone. If you feel like you're not going to use something, if you feel like you're not going to like something, I don't think you should buy something just to support somebody. I like specifically said that in my launch video. It's like, if you want it, you should buy it. If you don't think you'll use it, it's like, don't buy something just to support, in my opinion. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Ashley says it wasn't harsh. It was just facts. Yeah. Oh, I have a feeling anti-Jack people will love Smokey's video. People like me that look forward to it didn't bother watching. Yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah. She wasn't harsh in way of slamming at all or being catty. It was just blunt. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just speaking logically. Yeah, I already highlighted that one. Yeah. So general consensus from this audience is that it wasn't a harsh video. It was just blunt, honest, to the point. I didn't watch it, so I can't say. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Danny says, but then on the flip side, should you not buy something just to not support somebody? Yeah. I think you should spend your money however you feel like it's best spent. We have so many choices of things to buy. And if you feel like, you don't like somebody, or you don't like what they stand for, or you're cruelty free and it's not a cruelty free brand, you're vegan and it's not a vegan brand, it's a person that you just don't vibe with, yeah, absolutely. Don't buy their stuff. I don't think the two are comparable, in my opinion. Even though it seems like they might be comparable, I don't feel like that's comparable as far as when it comes down to it. When you want to buy something, and I think everybody can agree, you should buy things you want. I don't see why anybody would say, yeah, buy things that you don't want. And I think this falls into buying things you don't want. Like, don't buy something if you don't want it. And not liking somebody is a reason not to want something. So yeah. Totally. And I definitely don't buy things because I don't like the brand. I've had bad experiences with the brand in the past. I have certain brands in my head where I'm like, I've had terrible experiences with that brand. I'm not buying anything anymore because last time I bought it was junk, and I wasted my money. So I'm not buying from that brand anymore. Or person that I'm not a fan of. I'm not buying their stuff. There's so many things. There's so many things out there to spend our money on. So many things. Yeah, Jaclyn Cosmetics might be a health hazard brand. I personally don't think that's going to happen again. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be eating my words. I could be wrong. I don't think she's going to let that happen again. That would be a terrible business move. You got to think, this is all about business. It's all about business. Why would she let that happen again? It's not in her best interest. People act in their own best interests for the most part, at least not everybody, obviously, but it's all about her own best interest. And it would not be in her best interest to allow those kinds of things to happen again. That's my opinion. Yeah. Joey says, don't buy crap. Exactly. Exactly. Vote with my wallet too. Yes, definitely. Sunday lessons in consumerism. Yeah, totally. Totally. I mean, okay, so hold on, I lost that. The chat keeps moving and I end up clicking on things I didn't mean. Okay, there's a video from a drama student that examines Jaclyn Hill's videos and highlights how manipulative she is. I think I remember that, where she's like an actress. And then, yeah, she did a bunch of videos. Like, I haven't seen her in a while. I don't remember her name. But yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. But I do think that she wants to release good products. I do. But I understand why people would not trust. I get it. 100%. I get it. All right. If y'all want to talk about something else, we can talk about something else. We have 20 minutes left. Yeah. Christy, I just think there's so many better people out there that are trying hard to do the right things to support. In my opinion, she had her chance to prove she deserved my money and blew it. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about is like, so this is my question, and this is going to be different for everybody. So this is my question. Is there anything that Jaclyn Hill could do at this point to earn trust back? Is there anything she could do? I know some people were saying that she would have to explain what happened with the lipstick launch. What was that? Like, what actually happened? But what if she doesn't know? What if she legit doesn't know what happened because she wasn't in the lab and the lab won't tell her? That's what I would imagine is happening here. That's my thoughts. So let's throw that out. Let's say let's give her the benefit of doubt there that she does not know what happened with the lipsticks. Is there anything that she could do to earn your trust back? Or is she just done forever? Because this did happen 2 years ago-ish. Is there anything she can do? Like she's apologized. She refunded people's money. Even people that didn't ask for it got refunded. I got refunded. I didn't ask for it. I never put in for a refund, and I got a refund. Ava says, at this point, she's proven herself to not be a trustworthy person, so I don't think she can do anything for me to want to give her my money. Fair enough. I don't think you're alone. But she lied. See, you know what? I personally, I don't know if she lied. I think, like, to me, a lie is knowing the truth and saying something different. In my opinion, I don't think she knew the truth, so she just made something up. Or the lab told her something and she communicated that. Like, I guess that's a lie. Is that considered a lie? If you just making something up is a lie too. You know, but like to like know the truth and say something different hits me differently than to not know the truth and just make something up because people are asking. But it's still, I mean, she shouldn't have said anything. She should have just said, look, I don't freaking know what happened. I have no idea. Like, this is a freaking disaster. I don't know what happened. When I got my samples, they didn't look like that. And then they went out and now they look like this. And I have no freaking clue what happened. I have no idea. And I'm so sorry. Like, that's what I wish the story had been. I mean, hindsight's 2020. I wish that's what had happened. Oh yeah, this too, the vault. That was shady too. Good point, Dree. Good point. Okay, so let's talk about the vault. That was another one. See, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. It's so hard. It's like somebody needs to make a chronicle of all the things. So the vault, this is how I remember it. Okay. And if I'm missing details, I apologize because this is off the top of my head. So I was on vacation at the time that summer. So I wasn't involved in this. I would have bought things from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault collection if I had been home. I wasn't home. So the palettes came out. They sucked. Jaclyn and Morphe said they were going to refund people or whatever, get rid of all of the old ones and then make brand new ones. But then they came out like really fast. It was like, let's just say they're new when they're not really new. And then people swatched them next to each other, like the old version with the new version, and they were the same. So everybody thinks, not everybody, but I would say a lot of people think, because you can never say everybody, that was a lie. They didn't get rid of them. They just waited a minute and were like, okay, they're new. And it's like, wee, magic. Like, that was another thing. I forgot about that. Thank you, Dree. That's the way I remember the story. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah, Jennifer says, why is everyone living in the past? OMG. And I think that this is what's important, is that people are living in the past because it's a pattern of behavior. And when people act a certain way, it shows you who they are as a person. So it's not just about living in the past. It's about recognizing what kind of person that we're dealing with here and making a decision about whether we want to purchase from that person again. It's like any kind of relationship. If you have a friend who treats you like complete crap, and maybe they treated you like crap 5 years ago, but you still remember they treated you like crap 5 years ago, and really they haven't been that nice to you since then. Are you going to say you're living in the past? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how I feel about it. You can't just live in the present all the time because you have to live from your experiences and you have to make decisions based on your prior knowledge. So it's like, if I, undercooked my potatoes for dinner, I need to make sure I cook them right. And I have to, am I living in the past because I'm changing how I cook my potatoes in the future? That is the stupidest analogy I think I've ever come up with. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we have to live and learn from our experiences. So I think we have to, in a way, live in the past because it informs our future choices. And if we don't, then we're never learning anything. We're never doing anything new. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get that point, Jennifer, and I know a lot of people are saying that. That's the way that I feel about it. Cassie, I think that she told as much of the truth as she knew. The labs told her something she had to believe, even though people were like, no, that didn't happen. That's not how labs work. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. But we don't know. We are never going to know. That's the thing that I think kills me about this. Like, because I'm nosy when it comes down to it. Like, really and truly, I think we're all kind of like, we want to know what happened. Like, what was it? Like, we want to know the whole story, like a movie, or a television show. It's like when a television show ends abruptly and you're like, but wait, what happened? Like, there was a show called Sense8 that was super, super weird that I watched, and they like left it on a cliffhanger, and then they're like, yeah, the series is canceled. And I was like, but wait, what happened? But wait, what happened? And then they ended up doing like one episode to try to like wrap it all up because the fans like freaked out that they weren't going to like wrap it up. So I think like we're all just, we want to know what happened. We want to know the story, but I don't think we're ever going to know. We are never going to know. Never going to know. Yeah. Katie says Jaclyn's like those bad boyfriends that keeps telling you they've changed. Yeah. And I think that's why in a way, we do have to live in the past. Hi, Audra. That's my friend. Audra says there's no such thing as living in the present, as the present is constantly moving. We live in the past because it informs our present. And as always, you articulate things so much better than I ever could. Audra has a way of saying things that just make so much sense in such a concise way. Thank you for that, because it took me like, 3 minutes to say what you just said in one sentence. So thank you. Yeah, this is interesting. Tish says, I think if she can consistently put out several good products without drama, she could get customers back. And I think that's happening. I've heard a lot of people saying good things about the highlighters. I know there was some disappointment with the blush and bronzer duos. We talked about that last week with some of them swatching exactly the same. I'm curious to know people that bought the blush and bronzer duos that were swatching the same, whether they actually look the same on the cheeks. Like, I know there's probably little differences in undertone, but really, I mean, do you need more than one of them in that, like, if they're that close? Probably not, right? All right, thriving and beyond. She's at the top of her brand. No matter if she knew specific, it's her responsibility to satisfy as many customers as possible with the truth. Yes, I agree. But I think that like when you're outsourcing your stuff, there's only so much you can know. Like when she's not making them herself. You know what I mean? Like she's not in the lab. So I agree. It's her responsibility to satisfy as many customers as possible with the truth, with as much truth as she knows. And that did not happen. And that has not happened multiple times, so many times. I can only see part of this, but I don't want to lose it. Yeah, exactly, Carrie. Sorry, but the white glove story was dumb to me. Exactly. So, yeah, here was another one. Emmy Supernova. And he says, what happened with Makeup Geek and her collab that didn't happen still doesn't sit well with me. Says a lot about who she is. That's a whole nother story. And as someone who is friends with Marlene Estelle, that one hit me in a personal way. Yeah, totally. And that's all that there's videos about that. I don't want to get into too many details about that because honestly, I don't have all of them like in chronological order in my head and I don't want to get it wrong. But yeah, that was a whole nother thing. I mean, this is a pattern. This is over and over and over again. But like I said in What's Up in Makeup today, it's like, is this the time that Jaclyn changes? Is this the time that she actually like becomes a solid, upstanding human being? It could be. And me personally, I would rather err on the side of giving so like okay, so we got to think about like what's on the line here. Okay. What's on the line? My money is on the line, potential safety, I guess. I really don't think she's going to allow anything to be like, I really think quality a check is going to be there in my opinion. But like, what's really on the line? Money, time, energy. I'm personally willing to sacrifice that to try a few lipsticks on the chance, because you have to weigh the positive outcome to the negative. The positive for me is that I get the colors that I really liked from for the original lipstick launch. I get those colors back because like I said, I loved them. I'm just hoping I really like the liquid lipstick formula. You know what? It's like if I wasn't a YouTuber, I would probably just buy one. just to try the formula, because if I don't like a liquid lipstick formula, like I don't want to spend $100 on something and then hate the formula, because like I'm really picky about my liquid lipstick formulas, really picky. There's like, 3 or 4 formulas that I like out of all the liquid lipsticks I've ever tried. So I'm like, I kind of wish they were bullets because I really like them. I did. I like them so much. I was so sad. Clarissa says there are issues with the new launch. Well, I think with the bronzers, blush and bronzers, people were saying they were the same shades, but I don't know of any like issues with them, meaning like quality control issues, like other than that the shades weren't what people expected. All right. So we've got about 9 minutes left. Oh, you know what? I saw that. Hi there, says, check out Truth Sleuth. Apparently, Jaclyn is lying about where her products are made. She can't help herself. Okay, so I saw Allie from Truth Sleuth did a video where there was like a sticker on the back of one of the products where they pulled it back. I did not watch Allie's video yet. I meant to watch it before chat today. I had opened it up on a window to watch it, and then I forgot to watch it. So I'm definitely going to watch Allie's video. But one thing I do want to say, though, is that sometimes brands will change a formula, change different things. They realize it, that they had the wrong information. It was printed on the box, and they'll put a sticker over it to put the correct information. The information on the bottom is incorrect, so they put a sticker over it to show that this is the correct information. So it could just be a change that they made, and they didn't realize that they had the wrong. It was a misprint, like an honest misprint. That's what I would like to believe. But again, I didn't watch Allie's video yet, so I could be completely off base there. Yeah, however long says, don't spend $100. It's your money in the end. Yeah, I don't know if I will. It just seems like a lot, like $100 is a lot of money. But I do want to try them. Maybe I'll just get like 1 liquid lipstick and 1 liner, or 2 liquid lipsticks and a liner. And then if I like it, then buy, 1 or 2 more. Maybe I'll do that. Because it's a lot. It's a lot of money. Oh, my nails are Dashing Diva, and I bought them off the Dashing Diva website, and this is not sponsored, and I love them. Especially in the sunlight, like these guys are like mesmerizing in the sunlight. Just unbelievable. I love my Dashing Diva nails. I have learned some tricks about Dashing Diva nails. If you have not tried press-on nails in a while, they are not the ones we used to use. They're totally different now. These have been on for almost a week, and they usually last me about 2 weeks. And they are fabulous. And as long as you take them off right, they don't mess. Excuse me, they don't mess up your nails. As long as you put them on, take them off right. One thing I've learned, if you buy these, is you want to make sure that there's a few things. So first, you want to make sure you use the alcohol pad to clean, right? And then before you put it on, you want to make sure it's as close, like push your cuticle back and put it as low as possible. Because once your nail starts rising, once your nail starts growing, these will start popping up. And like if you go like this, if you have hair like I do, your hair gets stuck in it, and that really sucks. So don't do that. And the other thing is when you're putting them on, take your finger and push on it and hold it for, no joke, 30 seconds, at least 30 seconds to a minute, like this. Because that'll make them stay on longer. Those are the tips and tricks I've learned about these, but they're freaking amazing. Yes. They're so good. Anna says, I've tried Dashing Diva gel strip nails and I love them. They sell them at Ulta, but I got them off the Dashing Diva website. They were having a sale. Yeah. Yeah, Soul Sound says, I'd rather see you buy 1 or 2 products just to try them than buy several and find out you just like the formula. Thank you for that. I think I'm going to do that, because before this chat, I was planning on buying 4 because it just seemed like a good amount. But it's like, what if I hate the formula? And then I'm out the monies. It's a lot of money. And Courtney says, I think it's easy for me to forgive her because she's family oriented. And in my mind, that translates to being a decent person subconsciously. Yeah. But it's like, we only see a snapshot of who people are, you know? Like we only see this like it was like I was watching Raw Beauty Christie's because I'm obsessed with her videos. I was watching her postpartum story, and she was talking about mommy vlogs and how they're always so happy. And you know, before she had her baby, she's like she didn't want to hear anything negative or anything bad or whatever. And then she's just like, "This is not this was not what it was advertised." It's like when you're on the internet, you only see like a selection of people's lives. You don't really know what people's lives are really like. She does seem family oriented and she may be family oriented. But like, I don't know. I just feel like we can't really rely on that 100%. Like, just because we don't know, there's so many pieces of people's lives that we just don't know, you know, but I can see that. I can see that. Here we go. This is interesting. Christine says, why don't you take a poll to see if people want to see your review of the Jaclyn products? Because I want to review them. If people don't want to watch it, they don't have to, kind of thing. You know, there are certain things that I'm like, do you want to review? Like the Undone Beauty stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all want a full review of this stuff. The reason why I kind of want to review this is because it is drugstore priced. And if it's amazing, you know, I want you to know about it. I want you to know it's amazing. And it's kind of weird. Like the stuff is kind of weird. The blush has 3 different pigmentations. So you've got light pigmentation, medium pigmentation, and then like more pigmentation on the bottom here. So it's just a little bit weird. So that was kind of why I wanted to review these. But like with Jaclyn, I like, that's why I'm like not really sure. But with Jaclyn, I want to. Like I just have that in my, like I just want to buy them and tell you what I think. You know, people don't want to watch it. That's okay. I think that's where it's going to come down to. Yeah. About the nails. Kat says the hair pulling under the press-on nail is one of the most amazing pains. Oh my gosh. Most annoying pains. Yes, totally. Totally. All right, we've got 2 minutes left. This goes by so fast. This is interesting. Jen Unbox, cult leaders also seem family-oriented. That's why they have a draw. People can be genuine about their families and not about other things. And that is an excellent point, Jen. That is an excellent point. Very true. Yeah. Yeah. Dark Angel says if you buy them from Ulta, they have a good return policy. Buy a couple. If they suck, return them. But then I have to wait till May. And by then everybody's going to be over it. So I think I'm just going to get like 1 or 2 and then a lip liner. And then just talk to you all about the formula. Do like a faster review, not like as in-depth. Like kind of like the Voodoo Palong cream that I did where it was 17 minutes, not 30. Like that's probably what's going to end up happening with the Jaclyn lipsticks. It's going to be just a shorter, you know, let's just talk about the formula. Let's talk about the scent. Let's talk about how they feel, wear time, ingredients, stuff like that. Christy's video was amazing. I agree. I love that woman. Oh, she's so amazing. I wish she lived closer. She lived closer and we weren't in a whole pandemonium. I would totally be over there helping her. Okay. Here we go. This is interesting. Dion says, I don't understand why we pick apart the people behind indie brands, but have no problem buying from Maybelline or L'Oreal, and the people behind them could be horrible people. That's true. It's an excellent point. Dion, is it Dion? I think I got it right. Dion. Why am I having trouble with that? It's not that hard. I think that's true. I think that's definitely true. I think it's like when you know, you know. I think that's where it comes from. Is it's like when you know who's behind the brand, and you know that they're cruddy, then you know. And then it's kind of, ooh. Where with Maybelline and L'Oreal, we just don't know. I think that, yeah. But that's a really good point. Doozy says, I wouldn't hesitate to watch the video, even though I don't plan to personally purchase. Well, thank you. And it's really up to you. I mean, you have to decide, just like your money, you have to decide what to do with your time, you know, as far as watching videos and stuff.
All right, my friends, it is time to go. Thank you for being here. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. Thank you so much to everybody that contributed in the live chat. You all are what makes these chats special. Being able to converse with you, talk with you about these things. You add a different perspective. You add a different thought. You add, such a different layer to these chats. So thank you so much for being here in the live chat. You all are awesome. And thank you if you're watching this on the replay for commenting down in the comments. Hopefully we can keep it peaceful down there and kind to each other. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to spend their money however they choose to. It's their money. So, hopefully we can be kind. And I'm going to go back to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going back to sleep. But yeah, hopefully have a wonderful week. Working on an interview, hopefully next weekend with Perry Romanowski from the Beauty Brains. Crossing my fingers that works out. We're going to have like a geeky ingredient chat and ask all your ingredient questions to a real, very, very notable cosmetic chemist. That should be very interesting. And yeah. Hopefully have a great week. Stay safe. We're hopefully in the home stretch of the Panera, and hopefully we'll be able to be done with this soon. So hang in there. We can do this together. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Mad love. Bye.